So my case report is on traumatic phacocyl in a case of occult scleral rupture. So phacocyl is defined as dislocation of crystalline lens into subconjunctival space because of the scleral defect following blunt trauma. Usually the phacocyl occurs because of the indirect rupture of the sclera following blunt trauma. The patient who presented to us was a 65-year-old female with blunt trauma to her left eye with a tennis ball. The patient complained of sudden gush of warm fluid from the eye. The patient had no vision in that eye for past 30 years, the details of which were not known. No history of any ocular surgery in left eye. History of undergoing cataract surgery in the right eye 30 years back. So on examination, there was ecchymosis of upper and lower lid of the left eye. There was 360-degree conjunctival chemosis and a localized hematoma-like swelling was noted in the superotemporal quadrant. The cornea had leukomatous opacities and calcific deposits suggestive of some old corneal insult to the eye. And because of this, the anterior chamber, there was no view of anterior chamber, iris, pupil, and the fundus. Vision was no perception of light. The eyeball was soft, and on slight pressure over the globe, there was leak noted from the temporal aspect of the swelling. Though a obvious scleral defect or uveal prolapse was not visualized. Based on the clinical findings, diagnosis of occult scleral rupture was made. Anterior segment of right eye was within normal limits with 618 vision. On CT scan, there was vitreous hemorrhage in the left eye and lens position was not commented upon. So the patient was taken for exploration under peribulbar anesthesia. Peritomy was done from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock position. So cataractous lens was noted in the subconjunctival space, which was then removed. A scleral tear was noted with ragged margins from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock position uh, with uveal tissue prolapse. The uveal tissue was abscissed when the scleral tear was sutured with H0 ethylone. Post-operatively, the patient received IV antibiotics and steroids and topical antibiotics and steroids. Over a period of days, the chemosis subsided and the patient was prognosticated regarding the nil vision. Coming to discussion part, phacocyl usually develops because of the indirect rupture of the sclera because of the blunt trauma. It is very rare and unusual condition in cases of blunt trauma, accounting for 13% of all lens luxations. So it was the prominent site is usually the superonasal quadrant, and mainly it frequently occurs between the limbus and the spiral of Tillers. Elderly individuals are more predisposed for developing phacocyl than in children because of the increased scleral rigidity and because of the hard nucleus. The predisposing factors also include previous surgical or traumatic scleral scar, recurrent episodes of scleritis, connective tissue disorders, and myopia. Post-goniotomy or inadvertent administration of peribulbar local anesthesia have also been recorded. Visual outcomes are variable. So coming to conclusion, phacocyl or subconjunctival dislocation of crystalline lens is rare consequence of blunt trauma, which should be considered in a case of subconjunctival swelling with suspected occult scleral rupture if present, if lens is not noted in its natural position. Management usually includes removal of the lens, repair suturing of the scleral defect with the subsequent IOL implantation depending upon the status of the eye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Urvashi. I would request our judges to please go for a question and answer round.
Hello, Dr. Sheetal. Welcome to the session. Would you like to ask
I
some
actually,
questions?
because of some problems, I connected a little later, so I missed her case. Is there any other judge who has listened to her case?
Dr. Urvashi, what was the final status of this patient, the ocular status?
The patient had no PL in that eye since 30 years. So we just, our primary aim was to maintain the integrity of the globe. So primary repair was done and there was no visual prognosis for that patient.
You
you
said
think
that
this
supranasal is the commonest, location of these kind of presentations. So any specific reason for that?
Yeah, because most of the blunt traumas occurs from the temporal aspect, and because of the projection of the waves, most commonly it is noted in the supernasal quadrant.
So what was the predisposing risk factor in this particular patient?
This patient was mostly it occurs in elderly because of the rigid sclera and the hard nucleus of the lens. So we consider that as the risk factor in this case. Er,
Okay, that
Uh,
was a great
Dr.
presentation.
Dr.
Dr. Urvashi,
Urvashi,
I would
since
just like to ask one thing. Could you like kind of achieve your goal, what you wanted to kind of maintain the integrity? So how long was the follow up for your case?
the patient actually followed up for initially 1 month, uh, and patient was doing fine, but later because of lockdown, the patient lost to follow up.
Okay, so at the end of 1 month, he was maintaining his integrity. There was not signs of any prethesis.
No.
and what are the risk factors of sympathetic ophthalmitis in such cases? Patient already had no PLI since long. Reason is not known. So what do you think? Why was not the eye removed in such case?
There must be some previous corneal ulcer or something, because there were leukomatous opacities and calcific deposits on the cornea. So we consider it as like a previous corneal insult to the eye. And since patient was not affording, the patient did not opt for uh, to go to a higher center for the treatment of it.